So, really been challenging the guys on embracing their attitude every day. And, I've been praising them, as you guys have well known, on Tuesday, Wednesday practices. I mean, these guys come out to work. And, when you have, multiple gut-wrenching losses like that, at some point, potentially you could waver. You could, geez, is Tuesday and Wednesday really worth it? And I've just really tried to challenge the guys on continuing to brace their attitude and coming out here with a great attitude, with great energy. And to their credit, they did it again. And have made it a real clear point to them about actually how well we've played. But we have to finish better, and we have to be confident in our ability to finish, to make the plays at the critical moments, because we're plenty capable of doing it. But again, those types of losses sometimes can knock you down and keep you down. And I think to our team's credit, they've gotten back up again, and they've practiced well for the last 2 days. So from an injury standpoint, you saw Leonard was probably still a little bit limited today. We expect him to be able to go. I'm sorry, yesterday, Antoine wasn't here yesterday. He was sick. He was back out today. Not practicing quite yet, but that's the reason why. Soma obviously doesn't look like he'll be ready to go. J&A is not quite 100% yet. George Farmer is back going again. I thought Gerald did a lot more today for us, which is positive. And then we held Damien out today, and we'll see what he can do tomorrow.
Is Leonard, is that the shoulder issue?
Yeah,
again?
yes.
It just gets sore.
It's sore. It's football. We want to try to build him back up as best we can for game day, so he feels really good on game day again. So he obviously plays his tail off every time he takes the field for us.
You said yesterday that you wanted to get a look at Toa on film playing left tackle. What did you
Looked
think?
really good. He looked athletic. We've always felt like his strength were his feet at guard, and at tackle, I thought it really showcased his feet, especially on film, and not just in the team settings, but when you watch the one-on-one stuff, pass rush, he really has good feet. And that, quite honestly, for his future, might be more of a natural position for him. So that looks like the direction we're going to go in. That being said, we're still going to have to rotate some guys. Khalil Rogers was in there at left guard today. We're going to have to. Andre's got to be ready to spell these guys. Got to be ready to spell Zach Banner as well. Still, so a lot of moving parts up there, but we feel good about what we're doing.
Have you ever coached in your entire coaching career a defensive back unit that is as young as you got right now?
No.
Is that one of the most challenging components you're facing right now?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, just youth in general. Not that these guys aren't good players. They're good players. It's really understanding the game. It's really taking and understanding the scheme and then marrying the scheme with what you're being faced with, and then using your technique, and then ultimately making the play against quality players that we face every week at wide receiver. So it's a great challenge. It's one that why you coach, and you watch guys get better and improve, and then gain confidence and start to play like they're really capable of playing. So it's an unbelievable challenge, but it's great to see these guys grow up. We're not perfect. We all know that. I see that, but I do appreciate them working at it. I appreciate the work that Justin and Keith are doing with them and getting these guys better.
I don't know if you go into a game with a certain goal, limiting this team to so many yards or whatever, but do you have to kind of recalibrate that with Washington State's passing game because of
it's so
the volume?
skewed. Yeah, it's so skewed. They might throw the ball 85 times Saturday. That could conceivably happen, which is hard to even say, quite honestly, never mind watch. And so we just have to be patient. We can't get hung up if they complete some balls. They're going to. If you throw the ball 85 times, I don't care if it's 85 Bears out there, you're going to complete some passes. So we're going to have to live with that. The key is, again, trying to pressure the quarterback some, disguise our coverages, get our hands on footballs, create some turnovers, create short fields, and just try to make it hard on them, so that it's not just pitch and catch all day long.
Everyone knows it's how talented Leonard is, but in a way, is it possibly almost become a little underrated for what he's doing, even though he hasn't been healthy since maybe the first
Without a doubt. He doesn't get I mean, I don't know. Maybe he does get enough credit. I don't read the stuff, but I know on our team he gets a great deal of credit for how hard he plays, for the number of plays that he's playing, not healthy, not 100%, I should say. The attitude he brings, you know, it's really cool. It's very refreshing that a mega star in this day and age can really just maintain that work ethic and that desire and that passion every single day. And we're really fortunate. Nelson's the same way. Buck is the same way. Juju's the same way. Adori's the same way. I mean, our guys that are Sua's the same way. That are the marquee guys. They probably practice harder than anybody else, and that sends a great message to their teammates. And really, to me, it's not going to happen overnight for us, but I think it's shifting a culture of the way we attack every single day. And so I'm thankful to those guys. I'm thankful to Leonard for his approach every single day when he comes out here.
What have you seen from Charles Burks this week?
Well, Charles, again, we talked about it yesterday. He's a natural pass rusher, as Quentin Powell is. You know, that's what they did in high school. And this game lends itself to them being able to play to their strengths. You know, Washington State's probably going to run the ball, and weather depending. We don't know exactly what the weather's going to be. The forecast for a decent amount of rain, so maybe that'll influence them to run it a little bit more. But the odds are they're going to throw the ball, and for those two guys, that gives them a chance to go, you know, play to their strengths and to their skill set.
You mentioned Toa's feet at left guard. If you do kick him out to tackle him, can you do some of the same things that you were doing schematically with him, with any of the backups? Do you trust their mobility the way you do his?
Well, I do. I trust Khalil's really well. Khalil, you know, he's really back 100% healthy again. He's an excellent puller. You know, that's one of his strengths to his game. And, you know, obviously we loved to pull Toa when he was at guard. That was one of the things that we would lean on because he was really good at it. But I think Khalil gives us some similarities that way, especially when he's pulling to get the ball on the perimeter and the power game. You know, Khalil's very good at that as well.
What does Scott Felix maybe do differently than J.R. Tavai?
You know, he's probably a little bit more athletic, just natural athleticism. Not as big, not quite as physical as JR. They are similar type players, though, you know, especially within the scheme of what they're asked to do. You know, maybe Scott's a little better when we ask him to drop in covers, just maybe a little better feel because of his linebacker background. So a little bit different, but similar scheme-wise, quite honestly.
What do you maybe see from him? You know, I know you kind of came in with high expectation, but
my deal with Scott is we're just continuing to fight for consistency with him. You know, he does some really good things for us. And I think he had 9 tackles the other night in the ball game. But we've had 2 games in a row now where he's jumped off sides on 3rd down, and we had a couple games in a row where he came inside on a rush and lost contain. So we're just fighting for consistency with Scott. He's going to make good plays. He's a really good player. He doesn't have to try too hard to go make those plays, and so that's what we're pushing with him on.
At one point in 2001, Pete Carroll had told the team that it's okay to win. Is there sometimes a sense to
I
where?
was in that meeting.
Yeah, I figured you were.
Right.
And is it there like a team can almost get used to losing?
No, I don't want to say that no or yes. I think I think sometimes when you get into familiar settings, there can be a sense of maybe it being contagious that, you know, it can creep into a young man's mind of, oh no, here we go again. That's what we have to eliminate, and it's going to take one of these games for us to really do it the right way. You know, we got it. We escaped at Arizona. We escaped at Stanford. There's going to have to be a game where we do it the right way and we finish the game the way we're capable of finishing the game to start to shift the thought process there. We're all at our best when we play with belief and not hope. And we have to believe we're going to go out and execute and dominate and win those tight games when we get put in those settings, and you'll finish off teams. And so, you know, the next time it comes up, we're gonna go attack it again, and hopefully we call the right stuff, which is the key. I need to be as prepared as I can be to call the exact right plays, to have belief in the players to go out and execute it, and then ultimately them belief in themselves and the guys around that they're going to go make their plays as well. And quite honestly, I'm looking forward to the next opportunity to make that happen. You know, sometimes those scenarios don't come up for a while. We've been faced with quite a few of them. So I'm anticipating one down the road here that we can take advantage of and start to kind of shift the pendulum a little bit on the way we approach those settings.
What does it
One
say
more.
about Burks, who a guy highly recruited, but things haven't really worked out on the field, came in with the sanctions, offense, defense, but I mean, he continued to love being here.
Yeah, I mean, this is an amazing place. USC is a great place. And as I tell the team all the time, we all chose to be here. We all had a choice, and we all chose USC to come here to be the best. And understanding it was not always going to be easy. It's going to be difficult on the football field. It's going to be difficult in the classroom. Expectations will be high, but we chose this, and we chose this because we're amazing competitors. And some guys get to be the most glorified player, like a Leonard Williams. Other guys have a longer journey, a longer road, like a Charles Burks. But each and every one of those guys is respected in our locker room, and you know, they all look forward to their opportunities when they get a chance to go make their plays. And hopefully Charles gets some this weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Ready, guys?